Streaming in 1080p. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the John Lee Has a YouTube Channel show. It is Sunday, January 14th, 2024. It's a 10-minute podcast, and as you may have seen in the previous episode, we have our topics of the week. One of these places, I'm going to start off with the Dubai Manifesto. Now, what is that exactly? Well, I did go to the Middle East recently, if you may or may not have known, but someone else, a friend of mine, has made some random takeaways from the trip, and I echo all their sentiments, and I will not reveal who this person was. But here are some random takeaways from being in the United Arab Emirates, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. That's where I was. Now check this out, man. If you've never been, we're about to tell you some information. We're going to drop it live to you. Driving. There are no rights on reds, okay? There are hardly any honking in the cities. This ain't New York City. Don't you dare run a red light or you will get a ticket for $13,000 US. That's why people don't run red lights. That's why people, it doesn't matter if you're Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, you don't run to that driving line, okay? You are a couple feet behind it because you don't want to run a red light. You don't want to pay that $13,000 US. People, that being said, people generally don't care about stop signs. Speed is watched by cameras all over the place, and they're also timed, so if you speed between cameras and it took you less time to get to the next camera, they will know and they will send you a ticket. There are a tremendous amount of fancy, dandy sports cars, and, you know, those sports cars can go really fast, but they're kind of wasted out there because of all the speed limits, all the rules, man. Jeez. You know, they're nary a post office, nary a mail truck, but there are like a million mosques. Fridays are the holy days, and people flood the mosque for 5 minutes of prayer, and then everyone is gone. There are cats everywhere, and there are no rodents. There's fresh juice in every single restaurant, but there's no milk for the children. They have apple juice, orange juice, watermelon, guava, strawberry, mango, and lemonade. Anywhere you go to eat, you just leave your garbage on the table, and there will be someone picking up after you. There's not even any garbage cans to even try to clean up after yourself. There is a worker for everything here. A worker for bathrooms, cleaning up after every single use. Water, pee, whatever. People just are sweeping sidewalks. They're all non-playable characters. There are people in parking garages looking like they are directing you to a parking spot, but no, they are wanting you to get a car wash by them. Then do they do a good job? Perhaps. I haven't seen it myself. And there are no gratuities there. You don't tip either. This is Bobby Gaines' paradise. You don't have to tip at all. It's not expected. Workers there are from really poor countries, and the minimal money they get there is way better than they would get in their own country. It's also a very clean country. You know, and here's the thing. You feel completely safe there. There is no crime, and that is true. I mean, there is no crime. I would feel absolutely safe in the city of Abu Dhabi walking around at 2 a.m. on any street, no matter how light, how dark it is. Nothing is going to happen to you. There are very few police, and the ones that are seen don't even have any guns. However, on the opposite side of every positive thing that I just mentioned, there's an underlying fear of doing or saying something wrong and getting in trouble. But if you're a fairly normal person, you aren't going to do anything to find out what happens if you do break the law. And that is the end of that manifesto. And like I said, I echo all those sentiments. It is true. You know, there are a lot of benefits to being out there and living that culture or being a part of that culture. And there's just an underlying tension about being there. It's very uncomfortable in a way. And it might take, some would say, a week to get over that uncomfortability. All right, the next top is Applebee's. We're going to Applebee's recently. They have a very special endless feast. All you can eat. You can have your choice of endless boneless wings with a choice of a bunch of sauces. You can have double crunch shrimp, or you can have Applebee's Riblets. Now, I was warned about these Applebee's Riblets. I was told, you're not going to like them. There's little bits and pieces, you know, like bones. There are bones in lots of meat foods, right? And I was like, I am an expert. this does not faze me. I will eat whatever bone is thrown in front of my mouth, okay? But once it was delivered to my table, I was feeling real cocky. I was like, oh, this ain't nothing. It looks pretty good. It looks kind of, it's got some good marbling. It looks like a fancy, not unfancy pork chop, rather. And after eating it, I would dare say, never get the Applebee's Riblets. It says right here on their website, expertly cut from the most tender pork for delicious bone and flavor. Our Riblets are slow cooked and come dripping in either honey barbecue sauce or sweet Asian chili sauce. Now, I was warned that the Asian chili sauce was kind of spicy, and you know what? It was. But the Applebee's Riblets, this food product is unfit to be served in any mass chain produced food restaurant. I'm telling you, I eat everything pretty much. Don't get this. It's a bad idea. However, the double crunch shrimp is pretty good, and the boneless wings, if you're a weakling and like boneless things, then they're not too bad themselves. So there you go. Talk about Vietnamese poop coffee. Now, please don't be disgusted. Now, once I was in Vietnam, I bought these from a local shop in Hoi An. All right? Barely see the label there. It is Trung coffee. Okay, it's locally roasted. It's original coffee. It's Vietnamese coffee. That's what I was sold on. It's quite expensive for what I was expecting. But there's one blend. It's called Vietnam blend, and I'm just told it's a traditional blend, so anyone would like it. And what caught my eye, what caught brother-in-law Jeremy's eye was this Weasel Premium. Weasel Premium. We had a sneaking suspicion that Weasel Premium was that poop coffee. If you've never heard of poop coffee, this animal eats the beans, because there are coffee beans. They eat the beans of coffee, and it doesn't digest. It passes right through their system. They poop it out, and some sicko took those beans, continued to make coffee out of them anyway. He notices there's nutty flavor in it, this extra special flavor in it, and presumably it's a better tasting coffee. I don't know this yet. I have yet to open these. I have yet to open a poop coffee. I've yet to grind them myself, but I will someday, and maybe it'll be returning back as a topic on the John Lee Has YouTube channel show. But Vietnamese poop coffee coming your way ever so shortly. All right. Next topic is cartography. It is a play on words of another friend that joined us at Applebee's the other night. And I said, give me three topics that you want me to talk about on the show. And one of them was adverbs, because adverbs is, I forget already. I wrote the description down somewhere. But it's basically adding my name, Lee, John Lee, to the end of any word. It's modifying adjectives, if you will, adding Lee to everything. Like lone Lee, happy Lee, especially Lee. We have a lot of fun with this at work. We have a lot of fun with it in our daily lives, and I have a lot of fun with it right frickin' now. So, happily, sadly. All right. The next topic is food. I mean, who doesn't like food? We just talked about going to Applebee's, a welcome haunt for some friends of yours, some friends of mine. The palate goes all over the place. I'm glad that the other day, my sweetheart Nita and I, we went to Feng Chop House in Hartford, Connecticut. We went there. It was just a lovely date night, and we had so many kinds of sushi. We got this the special sushi, this nigiri. I don't know. It was just a bunch of sushi fish, and we tried a bunch of it, and a lot of it tasted the same. And we also know that it was very cold, as it should be, packed on ice. But since it was so cold, you couldn't really taste the fish. And there was this one particular piece of fish. It had a yellow stripe on it. Maybe it was yellow striped fish. But it tasted especially fishy. That's why it was cut into such a small portion, And we both decided that it was a good idea for it to be not a large portion, because it was extremely fishy. But there was some king salmon on there that was really good. And of course, we saved the best for last, the Toro tuna, unless I'm getting that wrong, tuna. So, Nina, glad to have you as a lovely sushi partner. And there will be more sushi meals to come. And there we go. We're running out of time here, folks. A 10-minute podcast. Bobby Christmas. The topic will have to wait for you some other time. We'll see you guys next week.